Welcome to the 2017 SeaPerch Nationals Competitors and Judges Course Brief. This year, competitors will be making 2 runs on the obstacle course as well as 1 on our challenge course. The challenge course consists of an origin, which will contain 3 cubes and 3 rings, which will be transferred to the platform, which consists of 3 zigzags, 2 spikes, and a flat platform on which to score. We'll be walking through scoring rubrics as well as rules for each of these events throughout this video. The SeaPerch obstacle course is the same course we use year after year with some minor changes based upon the venue. This year we have 5 18-inch diameter rings, each spaced 4 feet apart. These rings are elevated about 2 feet off the floor and will start the course 5 feet from the wall. The pool at Georgia Tech is 10 feet deep. The general rules for this year's competition: all vehicles shall be touching the wall on the surface for the start. So your vehicles need to not only be on the surface, but a portion of them touching the wall. Teams must then navigate their ROVs through the 5 rings of the course, surface the ROV at the far side. Now remember, we're going to be 8 feet below the water, so there's a good deal of distance to move up to the surface. Then you'll need to go back down through the 5 rings and then touch the wall on the surface to stop the clock. Any need for diver assistance to untangle or recover the vehicle will abort the run. Any run that takes longer than 7 minutes will be aborted. We'll stop the clock, reset everything, and allow the teams to start their second run. As far as judging this competition, the first thing we'll have the judges do is check the team name and ID to ensure we have the right score sheets at that lane. Judges will start the teams whenever they are ready, that is with the vehicle surfaced and touching the wall. If possible, we'd like the first of their runs to go with the group start that we'll be announcing on the pool deck. If that doesn't work, that's fine. They can start their first run when they are ready. Remember, the 15-minute time period does begin on that group start. Teams will have 2 runs on the obstacle course within that 15-minute period. They do not need to be consecutive back-to-back. Teams may complete a run and then want to wait, make some adjustments, and then do their second run, but that all has to fit within that one 15-minute period. Teams may maneuver around the pool prior to commencing a run as they feel like it. They can't interfere with other teams in the pool, nor can they interact with the course. If they do so, they will basically lose their opportunity to take their next run. Teams may start a run and then abort it without it counting as official, as long as they haven't passed through the first ring. In years past, we've had teams start and have a breakdown before they even reach the first ring. That doesn't count. Pull them out, let them fix whatever they need to fix, and we'll get them right back in and go. Scoring for the obstacle course is fairly straightforward. If there was an aborted run, place an X over that run. Record the completion times for any run, minutes, seconds, as well as hundredth of seconds. That is 2 decimal places. Copy the better of the times into the best times box. Add any notes as to why a run may or may not have been aborted, or any other issues that need to be noted by judges, and have the team members review and sign the score sheet. If you or the team have any questions, get a hold of the lead judge and we will do our best to reconcile those before the team leaves the pool. And now we will look into the challenge course for this year. The challenge this year is made of 2 parts. The first, the origin, will contain 3 cubes and 3 weighted rings. The cubes for nationals will be yellow over white, and the platform The platform is where the cubes and rings will be moved to for scoring. The origin will be located approximately 5 feet from the wall and the platform approximately 10. Teams are given 15 minutes this year to complete the challenge. To start the competition, all vehicles will be touching the wall and on the surface. Teams will then proceed to the origin to pick up rings and cubes and place them in different positions on the platform to score different amounts of points. Any rings or cubes that are pushed or dropped out of play are lost to the team. You cannot use a diver assist to reclaim lost puzzle pieces. If the teams request a diver assist for something other than a lost piece, make sure that the team clearly understands that the diver assist will cost them a 2-minute penalty prior to signaling for diver assistance. In order to stop the clock, vehicles must touch the wall on the surface. If a team has a mechanical issue and needs to pull their ROV out of the water, that is allowed, but the time continues to click on. Rings can score points in one of 3 places. The first is on the flat of the platform for 1 point. The second is by hanging them off the upper spikes for 2 points each. The third place to score is by putting them on the zigzags. The points go up the farther in the rings are placed. If any ring is sitting on the elbow rather than on the straight piece, it will be scored as the lower of the 2-point options connected to that elbow. Cubes in this challenge can be scored in 3 different locations. First, by placing them on the flat of the platform. If contestants stack the cubes, they can gain an additional point for each stack. Cubes can also be placed on the upper spikes for 2 points. Cubes placed on the zigzags double the existing ring values on that zigzag. If there are no rings on the zigzag, placing a cube does nothing. Before each round begins, judges should check that the team with them matches the team ID and name on the score sheet. Judges will signal when ready. You will have a green-red paddle to show to the lead judge when the team is in the ready position and ready to begin the group start. All teams will have 1 attempt within a 15-minute period. Teams may maneuver around the pool prior to commencing the run as they wish. You may not interact with the course outside of the actual run. The competition ends when the team stops the clock by surfacing, coming to the wall and telling the judge they are done, or when their 15-minute time expires. Scoring will be done after the vehicle has left the platform. When scoring the challenge, judges should put a line through the appropriate value where rings are placed on the zigzags. If a ring is placed on the elbow, ensure to mark the lower of the values. If a cube is hung off the zigzag, indicate that by placing an X through the box. The points will be done in the scoring room. For rings placed on the platform, simply circle the appropriate number of rings. For cubes, use this line to indicate single number of cubes on the platform. If there are 2 cubes stacked, circle the 2 stacked section. This is an area for notes. Anything that you feel we need to know about that happened on the course, make sure you record that in the notes section. Circle the number of rings on the spikes, as well as the number of cubes on the spikes. If a diver assist is required, indicate that here. If multiple diver assists are required, indicate that as well. Please record the time upon completion if it is not the full 15 minutes by placing minutes, seconds, and then hundredths. That's 2 decimal places in seconds. If the team goes through all 15 minutes, simply put 150000.